I still enjoy those moments. I still appreciate those moments, even though I know I couldn't win a championship. I was happy to be in the game. But the Nets, I think a part of Sean Marks was like, yeah, I'm so smart. I'm doing the new NBA, the modern NBA, the neo NBA. This is the NBA you've never seen. We're ultra small ball. We're not just trendy small ball. We're not just part-time small ball. We are the Brooklyn Nets, the cutting edge. We are small ball, micro small ball. Like, he wanted to double down and almost like prove everyone wrong. And now we're at this precipice of this thing. We're still having this whack conversation. Trust me. That's why I didn't do a post game for the Sixers, because what are you going to talk about? Other stuff like Embiid needs a haircut. Like, I don't want to sit here and talk about the same thing over. And it's hard to make a podcast. It's hard to kind of address everybody and talk about this if I'm gonna sit here and tell you again and again and again and again, and all of us, is like, it just goes to show how ridiculous this situation is, because it's so obvious what's wrong. And what's wrong didn't happen at the Harden trade. What's wrong happened before the Harden trade, before you ever signed a Landry Shamet or figured out a way to get him on your team. And Landry, he's doing pretty good. He shot 7 for 17. He's getting a little out of his britches. But he let him fly, hit a few, and we have no choice. Right? We have no choice. We got to get production from these guys. Bruce Brown, he's playing this little scrappy defense. He's doing everything that he can. Right? But the truth about Bruce Brown, even though they list him at 6'4" with shoes on, and he must have pumps on, because there's no way Bruce Brown is 6'4". Bruce Brown at most is 6 feet. At the most. You see him. Him and Kyrie are looking at each other eye to eye. It's disrespectful that anybody measured him and said 6'4". I am 6'4". I'm taller than Spencer Dinwiddie when I met him in real life. So I know they're measuring the players with shoes on to kind of, make you feel like, oh, the spectacle is, they're gigantic. My God. Like, no. Bruce Brown has to do the other things that shouldn't even, he should be getting a scrappy rebound and you go, oh, wow, a scrappy rebound. He has to do it for the Nets. And it's an ongoing conversation, and it's boring, and it's not entertaining. I want to be talking about Kyrie and how incredible he is. And did you see that crossover? And, oh, my God, he made... Kyrie, I'm not even mad. Manage him to death. Right? Job done if we get him to the playoff healthy. That's the most important thing. I don't mind seeing Kai disappear. Matter of fact, I almost think it's a blessing in disguise that Kevin Durant gets more rest than he wants. We want these guys fresh for the playoffs, but when these guys don't play, the incompetence of Sean Marks, and I know, he's going to think, look, he got us to this position. What position are we at, really? We can compete for a championship, but not with the parts that Sean Marks put on this team. Not with what he's done with the biggest scouting department, the best surrounding tools with gyms and scientists and data analysts and whatever the hell else. We're supposed to be the NASA of the NBA. And you mean to tell me the best we could do is Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, DeAndre Jordan, Jeff Green, even though he's been great, Landry Shamet, Bruce Brown, Tyler Johnson, Norvell Pell, Chris Chiozza, right? And we don't know what the kid Nicholas Claxton is, but we know Iman Shumpert is trash. So I would say to you, Brooklyn Nets fans, you know, I can't tell you who to love. Love Sean Marks if you want, right? I love him in certain kind of ways. I appreciate him. I think what he's done is great. But make no mistake, those superstars didn't come here for him. All right? We know them coming here for Atkinson is a lie. Atkinson got the axe. They didn't come here to play with the players that Sean Marks got, because all of them are gone. The first chance those superstars got to flush those players down the toilet, they did. They didn't even look and see if these players fit better, if it was going to be better for the basketball future of the Nets to have James Harden. They were just like, James Harden's available? Yes. Get Karras the fuck up out of here. Jarrett Allen, goodbye. You were supposed to be the one that was the voice of reason to make sure we did this right, that we had the assets available to be able to pull this off. And right now, the Nets are not better than these great teams. We have no PJ Tucker. We have no Clint Capella. We have no... I feel like a broken record. We don't have those plus defenders that made those teams like the Houston Rockets, the Houston Rockets that James Harden failed at, or the championships that Kyrie won with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love, that KD won with DeAndre Jordan and Klay Thompson. These are elite defenders. You're not going to tell me that the idea was for Sean Marks, okay, we have DeAndre Jordan, we have Joe Harris. That's good enough defense. Luwawu-Cabarrot, that was your plan. You can't say Spencer Dinwiddie was your plan, and he got hurt. Chris Chiozza, why is he on this team? If you do, you were going to have to load manage Kyrie, and this was the way the season was going to unfold. And now we're looking at Noah Vonleh like the savior, when there was incredible guys that were available, not just this summer, but 1 and 2 summers ago. And we blew that money on Travion Graham, David Nwaba, who I'd love to have right now, but still we would have the same problem. You can't make Sean Marks a sacred cow. Sean Marks is not getting edified in the annals of history for what he's done so far. Only thing he did so far was go, you know what, this is the biggest market in the world. You want to come play here and become bigger than basketball players? Hells yeah, we're on our way. A lot of players are going to do that. This is Brooklyn, New York. I'm watching people get off buses every week to go live in a closet and pay $3,000 a month to live in Brooklyn, New York. I live here. I see it every day. My friends and neighbors are homeowners, and they can't believe that the prices that they're charging for apartments. It's not a hard sell to say Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, y'all want to play with each other and don't have to go and live in Purchase like the Knicks, and don't have to go and live in Tarrytown. You get to have like a little Brooklyn apartment and maybe a Jersey mansion, and you switch up. That's fly shit right there. Got your little Dumbo loft. You coming out the building with your car from the in the elevator like Batman. It's incredible to live in Brooklyn. And I'm not going to give Sean Marks the credit. Having cap space doesn't give you credit. Having players gives you credit. Having keep making hits. And I love Karras. Right? But Karras isn't Siakam. Right? Karras isn't Christian Wood. Karras is as great as Spencer Dinwiddie is and as wonderful of a find that he was. He's not a find like Christian Wood. Christian Wood's going to the playoffs, might go to All-Star game in the West. They're already talking about maxing him in the next contract. On a team that has John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Christian Woods is the best player. That's what a great GM does. A great GM puts those players around, and you mean to tell me I'm supposed to celebrate Sean Marks because he re-signed Iman Shumpert? Are you out your mind? We are the Brooklyn Nets. Have some standards. This is a major market. And we're not the Knicks. We're supposed to be better. And now you mean to tell me the best that your team of 50 scouts and all that STEM programs at HSS that you're running, that the best signing that you could have come up with, knowing since summer that you were going to trade Harden, If that's the case, if that is true, I don't believe it's true, but if that is the case, the best you could sign was Landry Shamet? Norvell Pell? You got Tyler Johnson taking up roster spots here. You got Jeff Green starting at forward. You got Timothy Luwawu Cabarrot on your team playing 33 minutes. Nick Batum was out there. One of the Morris brothers was out there. These dudes are signing for minimums, and it's ridiculous what's happening. And you have superstars on your team. Everybody wants to come play here. And this is the most creative. We are all excited today as Brooklyn Nets fans because Noah Vonleh signed. We're all excited. I'm excited because at least it says to me, you know what? Maybe they know they have a problem. It's not proof he knows how to fix it. And everyone keeps saying, let's just wait until the buyout. Okay. You could wait for Jesus to come back. My grandmother was waiting. I was waiting with her. And every time it got a little cloudy, I ran back to my grandma. It was like, it's possible Jesus is coming today. The clouds looking a little, never showed up. Just like this thing that we're doing with waiting for the buyout market. If it's Andre Drummond, fine. It fixes everything, championship. But there's no way in hell that's happening. Because he's Andre Jordan. I mean, oh shit, I said Andre Jordan. I'm off DeAndre Drummond now. Jesus, please help me. Sean Marks has broken me. He's broken me. I meant to say Andre Drummond. See what happens when I'm not on the pod with you, Sam. All right. Vonleh, in a nutshell, good move. 25 years old. The stats aren't pretty, right? He didn't play very much, but the last time he played 25 minutes a game, he was getting 8.4, 7.8. His 7.8 would lead the Nets in rebounds. Yes. 7.8 rebounds with the Knicks. 6.9 before in the year before with Chicago, and that's all we needed.